learners, how are you going? We're just going to check everything's working okay. Stay there, girls. Give us a wave. Say hi. Okay, if anyone's there, I would love you to give me a little like so we know that we've got some people watching. We've got 1 minute until we start, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Little Messy Learners. So Little Messy Learners is all about educational messy play. So in our classes that we normally run, we have babies from 5 months and children up to 4 years old. We do a range of different messy play, so everything from Play-Doh to slime to dry rice and oats. And the whole idea with the classes is that we teach the basic pre-writing skills. So we do lines, we do arches, we do circles, and we do zigzags. Everything we do helps to teach your children to build their fine and gross motor skills. So we also do small activities with Play-Doh sheets and upright drawing, lots of exciting things to engage your child with what they need to learn. One of the things we always start with at each class is some dancing, and that is to help build their gross motor skills. It's also really good as well for just having lots of fun and starting to get the kids engaged with what they're going to be doing. So I said start, give me a like if you're watching, and we're going to do our first song. I've got my 2 beautiful children here. We've got Charlotte, say hi Charlotte, and we've got Harriet. Give everyone a wave, Harriet. Hi. So we're going to start with our first song. Now because we're doing lines, we're going to do some movements up and down our bodies with our scarves. So we're going to be singing head, shoulders, knees and toes. Are you ready, girls?
Yes.
Ready? So we'll start with our scarves on our heads. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Should we try and do it super quick, Charlotte? Are you ready? We're going to do it super quick. Ready? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Yay! Give yourself a big clap. Well done. Now we're going to do one more song because our line mark is Lionel the Soldier. So we're going to sing the Grand Old Duke of York. Are we ready? We've got our scarves.
Can we do fast, please?
We're going to follow Mummy around in a big circle. Have you got your marching legs, everybody? Big marching legs like Lionel, big arms. You ready, Harriet?
Yeah.
Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, whoopsie! And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Should we go back round the other way? You ready, everyone? Should we go back the other way? Okay.
Yeah.
Got soldier down. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Yay! Big clap, everybody. Good dancing. Right, so we're going to move on to our activities now. So I'm going to show you a few activities that you can do at home with your children to engage them in drawing lines. Now the good thing, like I say, about the dance we've just done, encourage them to make their marks in the air. This is a really, really key thing for them to start learning first, is to be able to draw the lines up and down, and that's really good for their shoulders, their pointing. And so then we move on to the floor activities. Should we put our scarves down? Good job. Right. And I'll grab these from over here. So, the couple of activities we've got here. Do you want to do this one first, Harriet?
I want to do that.
You want to do that one? There we go. You take those then. So, we've got 2 activities here. The one that we've got here is really good for your little ones. This here is called dough or cloud dough. Now all it is some flour and some oil. So I'll post this recipe online in a bit. And the nice thing about it is it feels very nice to play with, but as you can see there, you can also squash it into a ball as well. So it's really good, really tactile. They can squash it, they can sprinkle it. And for our Lionel activity, one of the nice things they can do is to do this, and they can draw shapes up and down. So nice pushing activity with the trucks there. Now what Charlotte's doing over here, can you tell them what we're doing, Charlotte? So what I've done here, we've just got a plain bit of paper. I've drawn a face at the top and some feet at the bottom. So what Charlotte's doing here is she's joining up the stick men in some nice big straight lines for me. So we start at the top and we draw a nice line down, and then we draw lines for the arms and lines for the feet. If you've got a little one at home, a really good thing to do as well, Charlotte, can you line your tummy for me a second? We use the green one, that's okay. Line your tummy for me a moment. Now what's really good if you've got little ones is to encourage them, you draw some big tree lines, is to line their tummies and do this movement, up and down with their arms. So as you can see with Charlotte reaching up here, that really strengthens their shoulder muscles, and also it improves their pincer grip because they're having to grip in different directions. So that's a really good thing. If you've got slightly smaller kids as well, they're going to really enjoy that. Now, we're using paint sticks, but you could use crayons, chalk, pens, textures, some paint as well, whatever you've got at home basically. But anything that involves them lying on their tummies is really good. You go, Harriet, do you want to try? You want to lie on your tummy like Charlotte? Good job, you have a go with that. Charlotte's going to show us our next activity. Come with me, Charlotte. I'll leave that paint stick for Harriet to have a turn. Now the next thing we've got over here, I'll post this template online for you. We've got a nice little farmer's field for Lionel. Can you see Lionel here? So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to help Lionel by using the tweezers or the tongs, you want to use those ones, to plant his different seeds in nice straight line rows. So we do have, I do have children's tweezers here, but you can use these in normal just little barbecue tongs, which you can buy in Kmart. So what we want our kids to do is to use the tongs to pick up a seed, and then we're just going to place it in the row. Can you do it? What I've done with the Play-Doh here, which is a really nice thing to do with your kids too, to encourage their fine motor skills. If you want to make the seeds with Play-Doh, encourage your children to pinch a bit off and do a nice rolling movement. Now again, this whole action of moving their hands round and round and the pinching of the Play-Doh, again, really good for whole hand development and also for their pincer grip. And that makes a nice ball like this. So that's what we've got. We've got Play-Doh seeds. That's Renat has it. Should we do another one? And I've got some pepitas as well, so really little ones. So again, really good for them picking up. You see using their pincer grip there is really good too. And if you haven't got Play-Doh or pepitas, these ones, we just collected these in our park. These are little gum nuts there. So you can actually get some proper seeds to use as well. Obviously with the smaller things, just make sure your little ones, if you've got very little ones, they're not going to put them in their mouths. That's why things like Play-Doh are good. Homemade Play-Doh, it tastes safe, which is great. So you can see Charlotte's doing a great job there, lining up all the seeds for Lionel. Good job, Charlotte. Now we've got another activity here, which I'll show you if you want to have a go at this one. So this is great for your slightly older children at home. Now what this is a shadow block pattern. So what you do with this, you can draw this out at home, or I'll post a template online as well. All they're going to do with these are just play blocks, and they're just basically putting the blocks over the shadows to copy the shadow pattern. Blocks are great even for your little babies because they can do simple things like building up blocks as well. They can knock them down. Blocks are a really good cause and effect toy to have. So if you've got little ones, just encourage them to build them up, just basic blocks like this, and knock them down again. Good job, Charlotte. But for the older ones, starting to learn how to do patterns is a really good skill for when they get to kindy as well. Should we show everyone our last activity, Charlotte? Yeah, okay, we'll come over this way to the window. Now, as you can see, we've got the same pattern with the faces. Do you want to try this one, Harriet? The same pattern with the faces and the feet at the bottom here. The reason I've put it on the window is for the same reason we do it on the floor. It's really good for them to reach up and have different movements. You can see here how Charlotte's wrist is bent like this. So again, she's really strengthening her wrist movements by doing a different upright movement. Can you draw a big line, Harriet? Clever girl. And you see Harriet's only 2 and a bit, so even for Harriet this is a great little activity. And lines are one of the first things that they'll start to learn how to do. Can you give him some arms across? Give him some arms across. Beautiful. You put on his shoes. Good job. Well done. Can you give him some legs down to his feet, Harriet? Give him some legs in a straight line this way. Good job. So see, beautiful straight lines going on here. And you can see how their wrists are bent as they're moving them down. And it's a completely different movement for them from lying on the floor or sitting at a table using a pen and pencil. So anytime you can get them lying on their tummies or put it upright on the window is a really good idea. As you can see with Charlotte here though, I would definitely recommend windows and not walls, unless you don't mind having paint and crayons on your walls. So windows are good because they're also able to clean them too. You're having a great time, aren't we, girls? I'm going to post all these ideas online, so including the templates as well. So if we've got a little bit quick for you today, I'll post it online so you know what you're going to be doing. You can watch this video again anytime. I've also been posting lots of different recipes and activities over the last few weeks. So there's things about edible slime and Play-Doh and your own edible paint. So there's lots of different things for you to have a look at. So we're going to leave the girls to have lots of playtime. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good morning and I'll see you soon. Bye.